So you are our newest member of supremedental. You are our newest patient coordinator here at supremedental.
Yes, sir.
Did you work with patients that decided to go somewhere else and then they would call you when it wouldn't work out?
Absolutely.
What do you think about the one and done?
I think it's going to work out for a lot of patients.
Okay.
There's a lot of patients that work in certain type of atmosphere or fields where. So yeah, I think that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I think you guys will be able to take care of the patients at a faster rate. Quality's not going to change. It's more precise.
How precise?
99.9%.
What's 99.9% in this world?
Well, perfect.
The Pick Dental is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
I could offer you the best possible solution for your mouth.
Exactly.
I cannot offer you a vacation. I cannot offer you the beauty of the ocean, but I can offer you the best possible option by doctor techniques, technology for your mouth.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And for all those patients wanting a perfect smile, if it's for aesthetics, if it's because you need it, get a hold of us, come to Supreme. Yeah, it was life-changing. It's been life-changing, and so, yeah.
Welcome back to supremedental Podcast Studio. You can be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My wife and I are the owners of Supreme Dental Clinic. Remember, this podcast was meant for you, our patients. Don't forget, now we're on Spotify. So now you're able to look us up. If you can now watch the video, put us on while you're driving down the freeway or you're cleaning the house or you're working out. Anything, any dental, any questions you guys have the email, you guys have a phone number, give us a call. Let us know what you would want the next podcast to be about. And let's do it. Now, today we have someone that has been waited for a long time to be at the podcast. Someone that a lot of our patients have talked to in the past. Someone that, our patients never had something bad to say about this person. So we have the notorious Luis Olivas. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, Frank. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I can't believe you're here at the podcast. I can't believe that now you're part of Supreme Dental.
Yes, sir.
So you are our newest member of Supreme Dental. You are our newest patient coordinator here at Supreme Dental.
Yes, sir. The newest one.
Newest one.
Yep.
Now, a lot of our patients that watch our podcast have spoken to you in the past.
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about who is Luis Olivas.
Well, I'd have to say that I'm a 41-year-old male. I think before a coordinator, I was in the same shoes as a patient,
Okay.
Desperate need of dental care. I started working in the dental field as a coordinator, knowing I needed work, but I just couldn't afford it, just like most patients. That led into meeting you guys. I've been working with you guys, had to say just shy of 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been quite some time.
Something very curious is you came down to Mexico and you got some work done.
Yes, sir.
But you didn't get some work done with us. You got some work done somewhere else.
Yeah, that is correct.
So tell us a little bit about that experience and how Supreme Dental came to play.
Yeah. So a little bit about how it went about was, at least in my case, it had to do with finance.
Okay.
I went with an option that I could afford, and that turned into a nightmare, I guess you could say. Perhaps one of those stories that you often will hear a patient talk about.
Botch.
Hey, I don't want to go there. The fear of me going there is because of this. I heard this or I heard that. That's pretty much exactly what happened to me.
You lived it.
I lived it. I went through it. I remember coming here thinking I'm going to have the second stage completed. I'll be back home with the family.
Beautiful smile.
Yeah, everything's going to be great. And I remember meeting up with you right in front of the front door of your clinic, and you saying, hey, why don't we get you in for a CT scan so we could take a look at what you have, And I remember having that gut feeling like, man, maybe something is wrong, And I had the CT scan done, and sure enough, I remember the exact word you used. It's a neglect case. I've seen one case worse than yours.
Yeah.
And the whole time I've been in dentistry, and I said, dang, it must be bad then,
Yeah.
Welcome to Dental Facts. Did you know without saliva, we would not be able to taste anything? You heard it first at Supreme Dental Podcast. Floss, brush, and keep smiling.
And you had seen many of these cases before in numerous places. You have seen patients go through this. And I remember when you seen your x-rays, automatically you're not a dentist, but you knew something was not right. When you guys get these type of surgeries, if you don't mind me asking, what type of dental work do you have in your mouth?
I ended up having a full mouth restoration.
Okay.
There was a total of 10 implants placed.
Okay.
5 on top, 5 on the bottom.
Okay.
And then I got what's called the PEEK or the Zerpic.
Okay.
That provides you the ability to get individual zirconia crowns over your implants.
Now, I remember that before you had any of your teeth pulled, I met you for the first time.
That was the very first time we met, right?
And I told you, hey, man, are you sure you don't want like a second opinion?
Yeah.
And you still had your teeth in your mouth. And you told me, oh, no, man, I'm good. And I said, you sure? And you're like, oh, no, I'm good. And then that added up to it wasn't good.
Yeah, I had 20 full teeth, and the rest were broken at the gum line or missing, I wore a 4-tooth partial. Yeah, and I remember, and I wish I would have had the confidence to have said, yeah, let me get a second opinion from you, but it was that fear, the not really knowing you, and the financial part about it, because it was just, I didn't have supreme funds,
Yeah, I get it. Obviously, you came back down, and we had to extract all the implants that they had put on, except 1 or 2 that we couldn't extract.
Yep.
Because they're pretty much on your nerve. One of them is.
One of them, yep.
We redid all the implants, and now you have the Zerpic in your mouth.
That's correct. Yep, upper and lower.
So that smile that you guys see, it's the Zerpic. And nobody would think about it because you have zirconia crowns cemented on the pick itself.
Yes, sir.
And it looks natural.
Yes, sir.
It looks natural. Yeah, I remember going back to, I can't believe it because a lot of patients, I've told many patients, I've told many coordinators before, I said, Luis Olivas is so good at what he does. He knows the product and he has the product.
Yep.
You're that patient that went somewhere wishing on a star and thinking it was too good to be true.
That's
and
correct.
It was too good to be true.
Absolutely.
And then we got to meet and now you have that supreme smile.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So you were a patient coordinator for how long before?
I was a couple months shy of 5 years.
So around close to 5 years. Now you're a patient coordinator for Supreme and Supreme only.
That's correct.
what was one of the biggest things that you would see, you speaking to patients on the daily basis, that you would see that patients fear, that you would some of the things that you encounter as a patient coordinator when someone wanted to go to a certain place, but perhaps you knew that place was not the best place for them?
Sure.
How did that go about?
Yeah, so a lot of the times patients are under a certain impression about Mexico.
Yeah.
The fear of bumping into somebody they don't want to, or dealing with death, or even the fear of a botched procedure,
Right.
So you attack it one by one, depending on what their fear is, When they talk about, well, I fear walking around town, I tell them here in Algodones about the worst that's going to happen is if you walk by a vendor 5 times and that vendor sells a wallet, he's going to ask you 5 times, hey, do you want to buy that wallet? And that's about as bad as it gets here
Right.
in this particular town. When it comes to their fear of the dental part of it, I guess it depends on what their fear is, price wise. Well, why does it cost more here than this particular clinic? A lot of the times it has to do with what materials they're using. Are they cutting corners? Are they using their own lab? What skills do their lab people have?
Are their implants real? Are they cloned?
Are they clones? Those are all things you have to speak about because they do exist.
Yeah.
And so when you tell a patient, you're getting original hardware, you're getting original implants, you can cross-reference them. You can know that they come with a lifetime warranty. That goes a long ways, So you clear up those doubts that they have by telling them what Supreme offers.
We try to back up everything with being the only clinic in Mexico with 8 international accreditations.
That's correct.
Being able to offer the most warranty possibly that we can, and being as transparent as possible. How many times before you were only working for Supreme, how many times did you expect for a patient to come in and get a large treatment, like to pull all their teeth, and then we
Sure.
would not do it?
Oh, it happened a lot of times. And they would tell me, I like the fact that they came to me straight and they said, listen, we can save your teeth. When back home, the only thing that I would hear is we have to pull everything. Let's pull everything. Let's get you a set of dentures and you be on your way. Or we have the option of implants, but it's going to cost you 70, 80K.
Yeah. And them coming down and saving their teeth was actually cheaper for them
Oh, absolutely. Half the cost.
and then getting the work that they thought they were going to get with us. So regardless, we already had the patient on,
Sure.
let's say, $16,000-$17,000 that they were expecting to pay, and now they pay $9,000.
Yep.
So we didn't make those extra $7,000, but we made the right decision.
Oh, absolutely.
And transparency goes a long ways.
Absolutely.
Tell me about what is one of the things that you believe that patients should know. Obviously, now you being a patient coordinator, you only have to focus on Supreme Dental. So pretty much, I'm going to say probably most of everything from Supreme Dental, because we used to talk all the time. We used to talk about procedures.
Sure.
I offer trainings to different agencies that we work with. When we have something new that's going to come out, that we would have little conferences or we would have one-on-ones on the coordinators that would reach out to me. Hey, how do I talk about this? Hey, how do I mention this? How does this work? Because there's nothing better than being informed. In any agencies that we work with, we stay as transparent possible as, we want our patients to know as much as they can before they come down. I mean, obviously sometimes we don't know 100% what it's going to be until
Right.
you come down, because sometimes the x-rays that you took back home, you send it to us like printed out on a paper,
Sure.
or they're older than 4, 5, 6 months, or they only took a certain portion of your tooth, but we take here and we take there and we take multiple. So sometimes things can change.
Right.
And it's not about being upsold. It's about letting you know what you need and then giving you different choices.
Right.
So you go to a car dealership and you were expecting to buy a Mustang, but now you've seen the Mustang convertible
Sure.
with supercharged.
With all the bells and all the whistles, right?
Exactly. And now you want that one,
Sure.
but you came in to buy the basic model. So, that's what we try to, show our patients. Hey, we have this and this works perfectly fine, but there's also this and there's also this.
Right.
And if we can't do something, how many times when you were sending us patients, how many times were we not able to help someone and we would just tell you, hey, we can't help this person?
I'd have to say in the 5 years, maybe there was 4 or 5 different cases, if that. Very few but we're talking 4 or 5 out of thousands of patients.
And that was probably before the pterygoids.
Oh, absolutely.
And about the different techniques, the nasal floor lifts. Actually, Dr. Elias and Dr. Luis just performed a surgery. I don't know if they talked to you about it.
I spoke to them briefly about it yesterday.
About the nasal floor lift and how high they got on the bone itself.
Yep.
That they believe that it's the first time it's done here in Los Algodones.
Yep.
Not in the world, because there's obviously the doctors that they go and get training from, are people that do that type of training. But here in Algodones is very restricted on what they do. They do all on fours, but basic, small implants.
Yep.
They don't want to go into the nasal floor. They don't want to do different things. And obviously, implantologists across the world do, because they know it's the best for you and the product's going to stay in your mouth forever.
Right.
And in every podcast, there's, I don't know, out of 30, 40 podcasts that we have, maybe half of them I always talk about. What I really dislike is dentists that say it cannot be done.
Right.
Maybe you can't do it.
Or don't have the knowledge to, right?
Or have the techniques,
yep.
or the what's it called? Not just the capability, but the technology to do it. But someone else can do it.
Right.
So don't tell a patient it can't be done. Tell the patient, I can't perform it. You have to look for maybe someone who does.
Someone who can, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And here they won't do that, because they want to make sure that if I don't get you, then nobody gets you. And it doesn't work that way. And that's one thing that I want to change, because it makes no sense. If you need this, and that, and you can't afford it, there's financing. And if you can't afford that, or you're not, then what you need at least.
Yep. Or split your procedure up, right?
Or
handle the upper.
Exactly.
Then,
we try to help our patients as much as possible. If we got to flip some to the next appointment, and we can do it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Obviously it is also a business, and we got to make sure that I haven't figured out how to make the doctors work for free.
That's going to be a tough one for sure.
But I'm still working on that. But if I happen to do so, then I could do different things. But I got to pay my people. I got to pay the labs. Everything's expensive, especially working with high materials, working with high brands and the best brands. So now tell me about, what is one of the things that you believe that patients, when looking for full mouths restorations, for crowns, for hybrids, one of the things that you think they should look for in particular? Let's say they decide not to come to Supreme.
Sure.
Because patients watching the podcast, some of them might come to us, some of them might not, being realistic. But what do you think they should look for? Because you are a patient coordinator. You sent to many different clinics from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
So what do you think one of the things that would really help our patients out?
Yeah, I think a big red flag for patients is if you're walking into a place and they're wanting to do the work that you were just quoted for a fraction of the price. If they're throwing a price tag of $10,000, $12,000 out to you, and they're telling you don't need bone grafts, you're not going to need the pterygoid implants. You can just go in there and get your 8 implants, 4 for the top, 4 for the bottom, and you can be on your way. That should be raising red flags for sure.
How does that work out?
I expect to get a call in the very near future saying, hey, my implants fell out. I was chewing on a piece of toast and my upper fell. Why? They cut corners, Did
you work with patients that decided to go somewhere else and then they would call you when it wouldn't work out?
Absolutely.
And what do you tell them then? What did you used to tell them then?
It was just tough. You know, you can't tell them, I guess I told you so.
Right.
But, you know, you went against what was suggested. You were told you needed bone grafts. You were told you needed this and that. And you opted to go to a place that didn't offer it, didn't perform it. And now you set yourself up for failure.
What do you think about the promotion that now you're going to have? It's going to be your bread and butter. What do you think about the one and done?
I think it's going to work out for a lot of patients.
Okay.
There's a lot of patients that work in certain type of atmosphere
Fields.
or, you know, fields where they can't be gone for long periods of time. They work for the government. They have their own business. They're school teachers, well, what have you, you know? And so giving them the ability to come down, have it done in just one stage is going to be great for them. It's certainly going to be a type of patient where you're going to want to follow up so that in the near future, if they're wanting an upgrade, it's there, it's available for them. But certainly I think it's going to be huge for patients.
Tell me about the technologies you've seen so far, because this week we have the PIC training.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody flying from Spain.
Yes, sir.
He actually arrives today, and tomorrow we have the training. But what have you seen so far? Because we just got a brand new CAT scan. You just
Yes, sir.
seen Manny gets his face scanned.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the technology that you, before just being with us, that you would see here at Supreme. And obviously you know about our trainings and you know about all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. How does that put us apart where the rest of the clinics, you think? What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think it's night and day. Even from when I had my procedure done, my CAT scan took place at a different place. It was a different business. It wasn't your personal CAT scan.
Right.
It didn't offer the face.
The face scanner.
Yeah, face scanner wasn't available. Now it will be. When I had my second stage done, it took 3 weeks to complete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 3 weeks is a long time. Even now, when you start to work a patient, talk to a patient about their second stage, and you tell them, hey, they're going to need you there for 7 days, or maybe the clinic's really busy, the lab is busy, and they're going to need 10 days for you to complete. Becomes a challenge, you know. And having the PIC come in and the turnaround time being 4 days is going to be life-changing for everybody.
Yeah, it's 3 days, and the fourth is a follow-up
Yep.
visit.
Yep. So, yeah, I think that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I think you guys will be able to take care of the patients at a faster rate. Quality's not going to change. It's more precise.
How precise?
99.9%.
What's 99.9% in this world?
It's almost perfect.
The PIC dental is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be huge.
And I mean,
And no one else has it, you know?
that's another great thing.
You know, so if you're coming to a clinic that has their own scan, you know, their own the PIC, yeah, I would say if you're considering someone else, go and get a feel for them and see what they're wanting to offer.
Right.
And I mean, I've worked with a lot of clinics, a lot of clinics here in this town,
Right.
and I'm having a hard time thinking of one that can come close.
Well, think about, you're going to come in, you're going to get your procedure done by someone who got training in Spain, in Harvard University, in Argentina, you know, that didn't just go across the street to get training, that actually...
Or online training, right?
Or an online training. How do you get online training on medical? Like, how do you you can't do that. Like, it's hands-on.
Sure.
And then we get compared to these other clinics that they have not had that training. And now on top of that, you have the facial scan, which you know that the size of your teeth is on your mouth itself, but the way your teeth are formed, the square, the roundness, all the good stuff, your face determines all that.
Sure.
So now we have a really precise, actually the most precise CAT scan, and #1 in the world 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row.
With the face recognition, face scanner, and there's none of that here. And then on top of that, you put the PIC dental. That's 99.9% precise, which is going to make sure that all the weight is passive and everything is distributed perfectly. No more. When you go to another clinic and you tell them, well, what's my second stage? Can you walk me through step by step on the second stage? Well, just like yours was, we're going to take impressions. Then there's going to be the wax test.
Yep.
And then there's going to be the teeth test. And then if you move your bite, we have to redo the wax test.
Yep.
You know
They
what I'm
send
saying?
you on your way and they tell you, go relax your jaw for a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll see you in 3-4 hours.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And this one avoids all those tests. You know, you're working with perfection.
Yes, sir.
And also the CAT scan has AI technology, so it finds your arch of everything like through artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So if we don't catch it, that for sure caught it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it takes away a lot. It's a lot less time with a lot less room for errors.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat how you went to Dubai and it was almost like everything they were offering, it's already on its way here. You know?
It was here
Yep.
already or on his way here
Yep.
already. And I mean, I don't mean to be messed up, guys, but Algodones to me is an amazing place for dental. But I don't think anybody has ever said, I want to go to a vacation to Algodones.
Yeah. It doesn't happen quite often. That's
You
for
know,
sure.
like I remember they would tell me, well, you know, the Cancun clinic in Cancun is offering me this. What do you guys offer? I said, look, number one, I can't offer the beauty.
Right.
I've been trying to get dolphins down here in the canal, and it doesn't work out, man.
Right.
So I could offer you the best possible solution for your mouth.
Exactly.
I cannot offer you a vacation. I cannot offer you the beauty of the ocean, but I can offer you the best possible option by doctor, techniques, technology for your mouth.
Sure. Yeah, I'll tell patients, come down to Supreme, take care of your smile, and after your smile is done, go to the Cancun with your brand new smile.
Go to Cancun, go to Cabo,
Yeah.
go to Maui.
Puerto, wherever you want, but you're gonna have the best dental care here, and then enjoy your vacation time once everything's done.
Exactly. One step at a time.
Yep.
One
Yep.
step at a time. Patients tell us, I've had a patient come up to me and say, Frank, this has been the best vacation. I'm like, how is this a vacation? They're like, well, I go to the hotel and I just relax because there's nothing else to see.
Yeah,
It's just tacos and hot dogs after 5:00.
this is true.
You might see George walking around. And besides that, that's people trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
You have pharmacies. I mean, there's really nothing else. So
Yeah.
now us doing the pig dental, everything being a lot faster, it just works out for everyone. Like I said, nothing against Algodones, but if I could stay here for 3-4 days instead of 7 or 8 in Cancun for the Zerpic, if I'm not mistaken, it ranged to up to what, like 10 days, 12 days?
Yeah, it depended. 2 weeks. If they were really busy, they would push it a third week. So
And if you have to pay for your hotel,
it's thousands of dollars just
real
in
quick,
hotel.
real quick.
So where's the savings, right?
Exactly. Where's
Yeah.
the savings? But I mean, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks
like
for
I
having
said,
me.
welcome to the Supreme Dental team. You've been obviously a big contribution over the years of just letting everyone know. You don't even have to sell us. It's just letting everyone know, well, this is what I had done. This was my experience.
Yep.
Where did you get it done? I got it done here.
Yeah, absolutely. And for all those patients wanting a perfect smile, if it's for aesthetics, if it's because you need it, get a hold of us, come to Supreme. Yeah, it was life-changing. It's been life-changing, And so, yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on? Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to all the staff.
Okay.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.
Thanks to your wife for the opportunity. It's a blessing. It's one that been in my mind for a while.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have the opportunity to join the team, and I'm here for the long run. Here to answer any questions. If any patients are wanting details into, the steps you're gonna go through, feel free to reach out. Be glad to pick up the phone, do a video call, whatever is needed to clear those doubts up.
So if they call you
Mm-hmm.
and then they call the same phone number again, who are they going to get?
It's just gonna be me.
That's it.
They won't be dealing with anybody else but me.
Nobody else is going to tell them something wrong or try to take them somewhere else, or
You won't be hearing me say, hey, if Supreme's not your clinic, I have someone else for you.
that's it.
No, sir.
And so when they call Luis Olivas, they get Luis Olivas.
That's correct. At any time.
They get someone who knows the product,
Yes, sir.
who has the product.
Yes, sir.
Your wife has the product.
Yes, sir. My wife had full mouth restoration, 28 zirconia crowns done last March.
And I mean, It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Well, thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for being you,
Thanks
for
for
being
having
here,
me. Absolutely.
for being transparent. Obviously, when we add someone to our team, we got to make sure that they will continue with the Supreme culture.
Yes, sir.
We don't want someone misguiding people, and you were perfect fit.
I appreciate it. I can just say that it's just gonna get better.
Alrighty.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, this has been Supremedental Podcast Studio, powered by Supremedental, and we'll see you next time. Keep on smiling.